Do you see the mistake? Push rod fury. Changing out the oil, the engine oil yesterday in the Sportster. Now it's going to be the primary oil, and I already drained it. Oil's looking a little funky, but if you remember back from, if you watched my other video, you'll know that it was pretty funky in there. I cleaned everything out with kerosene, redid it. Anyway, or filled it up, and then I put maybe 800 miles on this bike, and my camera doesn't want to focus on this, so I'm not sure how to show you. Well, that's fun. Anyway, that thing, the drain plug's got a magnet. It's got plenty of metal shards on it, and so something's giving up metal pieces in the primary, which is no good. So I'm going to figure that out. Okay, a couple of things. Cleaned off the magnetic drain plug. Still want to find out why I've got metal shavings in there. And then also, you have to replace this little O-ring. I've got a whole bag of those, 20 of those now. So I'll replace that. I also removed this inspection cap for the primary chain. And if I remember correctly, it's 5/8 to 7/8 of free play. Which I think is very good. Just as sort of a visual guide here. I'll run this down to like that. It's perfect. Okay, so the free play is still perfect. I think I have a washer in the wrong place in here based on feedback on my channel. So I'm going to go ahead and take this exhaust off and take the primary cover off. And what I'm hoping is I can get away without replacing the primary gasket. Alright, and this stuff, these exhaust pipes are extremely rare, so gotta be careful with those. To get this off properly, you gotta remove all these and all this stuff to get there, and sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge. I remember polishing this thing up, get it nice and sparkly, because that seal could get damaged. I don't have a replacement for it, and it goes over these splines. I really don't have a choice. Anyway, I'm going to take all these off. So, got all that stuff off. Just going to hope for the best that I don't damage that seal. And this should just pop off. This primary cover, and it's going to kind of just hang right here. So let's see how this goes. Okay.
Yeah, I know, you quit before me. I just been eating. They ain't gonna be back and stuff like that or whatnot, you know what I mean?
Okay. So this looks pretty good. Do you see the mistake? The mistake is this. This does not belong here. That goes there. And I want to thank my viewer who pointed that out. How dopey is that? So I'm going to take a nice clean cloth. I know I probably shouldn't reuse that seal, but I'm going to. We're going to go through all of this. It looks pretty good. I don't see chunks of stuff anywhere. It's pretty clean. Put that washer back on where it belongs. Let's just double check, make sure it's not all goofy. That looks beautiful. So that goes there. Okay, this is going to go back together. We're going to fill it with oil. We're going to pray to the motorcycle gods that everything goes back together properly. Shaft, which is the shifter shaft. So I just want to protect it from getting weird. There we go. So we just want to prevent damage to that seal. The next thing is we use the clean side of this. Just dab off this gasket. I don't think oil in a gasket is good. It's good for sealing things off. Okay.
That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. Because if you keep playing with me, that's where I'm at with it. Because every time you just consistently keep thinking, because the nigga said to me the other day, who you gonna call? Who you gonna go with? Because I play with them games. So what you thought they stopped making them bitch you play with? I said, but did you, was you playing with them hammers when them niggas and you had dragged you and you came up here with strawberries on both of your knees, like they dragged you like a whole bitch on the fucking ground? He gonna say,
Well, that went back on.
That was last year, summertime. I said, them niggas, you claimed you had a shootout, but how did you get dragged on your knees, though? I said, look like some dick sucking to me. He gonna say, but you ain't handled them bitches that jumped you. I said, the difference is they jumped.
So I put these in order down on the bolts in order on a sheet of paper down here, which you can't see.
She was the main one that made the phone call, so that's why I came back and forth. Little do you know, making the jokes on you because we ain't even related. I know you would, but that's when he called me and said that.
All right, now it's time to adjust the primary. Because remember we got all the slop in here, right? That's the primary adjusting screw. Just gonna screw this out. That looks about perfect.
Back in the day, I remember you saying to me years ago, like, yo, you gotta put yourself first. You always out here trying to help somebody, and you ain't even really got your shit together. How you trying to help somebody else? You trying to help somebody like. So I'm starting to realize that a lot of the reasons why my shit is fucked up is
Now we're gonna change out this O-ring for the fresh one. Let's see if we have the right. I ordered a whole bag of these things. Look at that. No surprise, right? It's a bit wonky. about right. Need to put oil on it. Or some red rubber grease. Put rubber grease on it instead of having any oil. Clean oil. There we go. Look at that. Boop boop. Make sure this sealing surface is clean. And it goes. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Now we're not ready to add primary oil yet, but that's the drain hole for it. So we're going to do this with it off, with the exhaust off, because that's a real mess to do on this bike with the exhaust on. So I'm going to move that drain pan. I'm going to put this funnel here to catch the oil that comes out. We're going to remove that screw. That screw tells you that you have enough oil in your primary. Okay? Oh, by the way, I also disconnected the battery, because if you're sticking your fingers on a primary and somehow the starter motor engages, you're done. You cut your fingers right off. Okay. That screw will be removed next. All right. I used a JIS screwdriver. The previous owner kind of butchered the screw, so I should probably replace it. But the JIS, once it grabs onto that Phillips head, it just does not let go. So that's why I used a JIS. Now we're going to fill this up. So I got a funnel underneath there, got my fill level screw removed, and now it's time to fill the primary. So we're just going to fill this up. Do 1.5 pints, I think. So is that 2/3 of this bottle? Since this is a quart. It was exciting because that washer, when that viewer told me I had it wrong, I was pretty scared. And I knew I needed to fix it. So I'm going to overfill this a little bit. And then we'll let it settle, and then I'll take my hand off. But that's about right. I used about a little more than 2/3 of the bottle. And then we're going to let the rest drain out. And we should be all set. So this came off first, and this came off last, so we'll put this guy on. And we agreed that the perfect spot is there. Not there, it's right there. Okay. I would love to just hit it with a mallet, but I'm thinking it's not designed to be struck with a mallet, so mess up that pretty badly. The internals. So we're going to just wiggle it, same way we got it off. Goes in like that. The lock nut, lock washer, castle nut, crown nut, castle nut. All right, after a bunch of weeping, you can put the oil level screw back in. Oh boy, the feel of that JIS screwdriver in this Phillips screw head is amazing. There we go. Clean that up. Pop the funnel off of the primary adjuster. That's amazing that that actually connects on there. That's good. Good stuff. Put this big chrome goofy business in here. There we go. All right, now the exhaust goes on. That should go like this. It's gonna go like that. All right. There we go. Got it all buttoned back up. Let's see if we can start it. Some silly business is going on here. Some brakes on. Gas on, choke on, keys on. Let's see if it starts. Oh, 1, 2. That's embarrassing. Usually it starts right up. Not that changing the primary oil had anything to do with it. Anyway, it was embarrassing that that washer was in the wrong location. I didn't know any better, and that's where it was from the PO. Primary oil's done. Primary chain really didn't need to be tensioned because it was right back where it was, and still within spec. And I just changed the engine oil. Was that yesterday? 2 days ago? Either way. For some reason it didn't like start today. A little chilly out maybe. I don't know. But it sounded a little weird. Is it perfect? Nope. But just did a 200-mile ride on it, and that was a lot of fun. So anyway, tune in next time. Maybe we'll work on something more exciting or just as mundane. We'll see you.